right. They didn't do that. They did add George Iloka, obviously. How do you feel about the safety picture right now? How do you feel about your place in it?
Yeah, I feel the same I do every year. Regardless of where other safeties are there, or I've kind of accepted that in this league, they're always trying to replace you. They're always looking at new guys. So that's going to be something that not only myself but everyone deals with on a yearly basis. So I think as soon as you can kind of just accept that and get over it, really just focus on yourself. Look at it, take a step back, look at the things you need to improve, look at the things you did well, and then just have a plan going into the off season, and stay focused to that plan. And it if you do that, it's really easy to kind of eliminate all the chatter, all the outside noise. So that's really been my focus since day one in the NFL, and that continues to be my focus.
Do you feel like you have a tremendous advantage when it comes to that? I mean, you weren't that heavily recruited out of high school. You actually played soccer maybe at a higher level than you did football. Yeah. You weren't drafted, and you just said it. You and Travis were in that class in 2013, which means this is your 7th season coming up with the Cowboys. When it comes to that mentality, who has it better than you?
Yeah, I think my road to get to where I am today has been a lot different than a lot of guys who are going into their 7th year of the NFL. I think having to, I haven't really in any sport, in any level, in my whole entire life, I've never been handed anything, whether it's football, soccer, track, basketball. I've never been handed anything. I've really had to work for everything that I've gotten. So, I think I learned the value of hard work and the value of dedication, all the intangible things that it takes to have a successful career in any sport. I learned that at a very young age. I was blessed to have great coaches, great parents, and great mentors that kind of just instilled that in me. And it's kind of like, you get to a point like this, like, well, I've been doing this one way my whole life, and I've gotten to where I am now. It would be dumb for me to change that. So, I think, but you have to fight human nature. It's easy to kind of forget that sometimes, and every once in a while you need somebody who's close to you and cares about you to kind of remind you, why you're at the place you are, what it took to get there, and then it's really easy to kind of just get back on track. So,
Cowboys safety Jeff Heath joining us here on Dennis and Kalishaw. How long does a game like the Rams linger with you? The defense, the team had a great season, won a playoff game. There was a play near the end of the Rams game where you could have got Goff. Throughout the game, there were all kinds of, tackles missed by everybody. I'm not singling you out, but just when things go wrong like that, how much does that stay with you?
Yeah, I think that was a disappointing game as a defense. We really just didn't give ourselves a chance to win the game. Whenever you allow a team to run the ball like that and kind of control the possession, keep our offense off the field, that it's super frustrating because that was way out of character of how we played for, most of the season. And, kind of in the biggest game of the year to kind of lay an egg. It's definitely frustrating, but, I think you just kind of, you use it as motivation. You never want to have that feeling when you're walking off the field and you know that, you can't look yourself in the mirror as a defense and be happy with what you put on the field. So you don't want to have that feeling again. So I think you can use that as fuel kind of in the off season to make sure it doesn't happen again.
How far up do you think your team's arrow is pointing up as you get geared up for a new season?
It's hard to say. Every team is different. No team is the same year after year. We lost a lot of important guys from last year's team. We added some guys to this year's team, and the hardest thing about making it to the playoffs, winning a playoff game and then losing the second round is you feel like so much went into that season starting in February. Really, for a lot of guys. So much work, so much commitment is put into that season, and then it's just over, and you have to start all over again. And that's the best teams teams that are able to repeat success year after year are the teams that they don't go into the mentality that we're building off last year, or we just have to do this year and we'll be good. You really have to start from square one. Like our coach Marinelli always says, we got to learn how to put our socks on again. And especially the way our defense plays, the effort and running to the ball, that stuff. It's a hard thing to do, and it starts really right now in the year. So that's stuff that we're working on. I think we have a lot of the pieces that you need to have a good team, but it remains to be seen by how well we can come together as a team, how well we can execute, and ultimately how well we play in those big games.
Having a chat with Jeff Heath, Cowboys strong safety, here with Dennis and Kalisha on this Monday. All right, nobody's going to question your work ethic, Jeff. I have a feeling I know how you're going to answer this. I would ask you to be as honest as you can. OTAs are here after the rookie minicamp. Necessary evil, or do you really enjoy them?
I think it's an important part of the offseason, just because we are limited in how much time we can really spend on the field with the coaches. And you can have meetings and you can install stuff on the whiteboard, watch it on film until you're blue in the face. But most guys, I'm speaking for myself, and I think most guys would agree that being on the field and actually repping it and going against an offense, that's the only really way to prepare. So you don't want to get to training camp and you have a game in 5 or 6 weeks, and that being the first time that you're executing all these plays on the field. So obviously we understand that the season's a long ways away. The main goal of these OTAs is to get through healthy. I think our coaches do a good job of kind of monitoring that, making sure that guys stay off the ground, and there's really an emphasis on just learning and keeping each other healthy. So I think if you approach it the right way and go about it the right way, they're very beneficial.
Really? What was that it? I mean, okay. Guys, I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet, I promise. There's no mystery about Jeff Heath, guys. We've all, pretty much 80% of Cowboy Nation wanted a safety. Maybe 75, 80-ish, I'm not speaking for everybody's. I'm just speaking for the people that wanted a safety. A big-time playmaking safety. There's no mystery about Jeff Heath's talent on the field. His talent leaves you hanging, kind of like that damn interview we just heard. I'm still like, huh? What? Is that it? Like, what? Really? Is that all you got to say? It's thanks for motivating us. Thanks for making us feel different about you. Thanks for maybe giving you another chance this, Cowboy Nation giving you another chance this season. We know about your missed tackles and your bad angles and things like that. And they tried to ask him questions to kind of motivate him. I could see they were kind of digging. But he just, they asked him about, the free agent signings with the safety, Ioka, and, pretty much it's going to be a position battle. We all know that. But he's just like, well, just take it one day at a time, and we all know that everybody's replaceable, and so you're just gonna give your position away. I mean, you know what, man? After hearing that video, I mean that interview, I kind of don't mind somebody else stepping in. Like, seriously, I was hoping to hear something like, you know what, man, I'm ready to go. I wish the season started tomorrow. Maybe I'm just an over-emotional Cowboy fan. But I was just hoping to hear a little bit more in the video. I mean, in the interview. I was just hoping, before I cut myself off, I was just hoping to hear something like, I can't wait till the season starts. I'm ready to reclaim my throne. I'm ready to go. We made some mistakes last year. I made some mistakes last year, but I'm willing to make up for them, guys. I'm not going to let you down. Jeff Heath, all to the ball in a bad mood. Yada, yada, yada. Nobody's going to take my damn position. My position isn't up for grabs. I don't care what y'all think about me. I don't care what Cowboy Nation thinks about me. But I'm the starting strong safety in the secondary this season. And I'm going to make it happen. Didn't hear that. Now, I get how interviews go, especially Dallas Cowboy interviews. Everybody wants to be conservative, wants to be professional, don't want to reveal their hand in their strategy and stuff like that. And I just, really, man? That's all you got? That's all you can think of to say? But that's what you get. You get a nonchalant football player on the field, you're going to get a nonchalant interview. So, the safety position is up for grabs, guys. Whoever wants it, come on and get it. That's basically what he's saying. If you listen hard enough, that's what he's saying. He's like, hey, man, you know what? Everybody's replaceable. You know, you just gotta let it sink in. You just gotta learn to live with that. You know, if somebody comes and takes your position, hey, go right ahead. That's what we want. That's it, man. Really? That is a representation. He was a representative of our secondary. Like, seriously, man. You already got a bad rap of bad angles. I'm going to say it again. Bad angles, missed tackles. I think you led the whole team in missed tackles last year. You damn near hurt yourself because you didn't wrap up. So, you know what, man? If you don't want your position, hey, man, we got guys in line that are willing to take it. I touched on Michael Jackson on my video on Saturday. What was that, Saturday or Sunday or something like that? Hey, 6'1", 210, runs a 4.45. Hey, he can take it. He'll take it. If you don't want it, he'll take it. Kayvon Frazier will take it. Xavier Woods will take it. Whoever will take your spot if you don't want it. If you don't want to be a Cowboy, man, hey, man, there's the door. It's right there. You get me, man? But that's all I got, man. I just wanted y'all to hear what I heard. Seriously, I just wanted y'all to hear what I heard. BS, wasn't it? But anyway, guys, make sure you stay cowboyed up and prayed up because you never know what the day is going to bring you. Holla back at your boy.
And the only thing else I got to say is,